Okay, in this video I just wanted to take a quick look at the new S series 100-500 telephoto lens. So I sort of feel like in the Panasonic full frame lineup there's a little bit lacking from the kind of telephoto end of it. You know, there's a few lenses there. You've got the 70-200, 70-300, fairly standard kind of telephoto lengths, but when you want to get that kind of additional reach, there's really up until now not been anything there, and now they're kind of introduced this 100-500mm lens. And I know you could sort of go outside of the you're not really going outside of the ecosystem too much, because you've got the L mount alliance and you've got a few lenses in there that kind of do, you know, 500-600mm. But there are some added benefits of having the kind of the official Panasonic LUMIX lenses. So it's it looks like quite a nice little offering. I've kind of had a look through and sort of I've just picked out like a few nice little features that I've kind of seen from this. So the kind of top line of it is the aperture f5 to 7.1. It's got optical image stabilization, which we'll come back to in a little bit. It's kind of it's available to pre-order tomorrow, so it's $2,099 USD, or in pounds it's $17.99 on pre-order, sort of on WEX. And I'll drop some links and bits in for it so you can kind of check out the specs and have a look at it. But I just kind of picked out a few bits that I kind of thought were interesting for it. So you've got things like they've actually built it so that you can use it with 1.4 or 2x teleconverter. So you can actually get 1000mm out of the lens using a 2x teleconverter, which obviously is going to cost you more, and you have to use like specific teleconverter to do it. But that's really nice that you've kind of got that option to actually double 500mm, which is already a really generous kind of focal length. So that's really good to have that. You can always buy the lens and you've got that option kind of there in your pocket if you need it. And we've got on here that it's got so 7 stops of image stabilization with dual O.I.S 2. And I'll be honest, like the stabilization on some of the newer telephoto lenses and bodies, it's just absolutely amazing, like how much you can do hand holding, like video, longer kind of exposure photos. It's absolutely incredible, some of the stuff you can kind of do on there. So I've got no doubt that this would be amazing, like for like image stabilization with like paired with some of the newer cameras. It's just yeah, it's pretty special, some of the stuff they've kind of done with the newer units. You've got the customizable focus ring on here, and the focus function button. So essentially, if you're not using the manual focus, you can reassign that to have another function, which is really good. So there's things on there like white balance and exposure comp, like a few bits and pieces, and you can do all that within the camera, and you can set that on the lens itself, which is really nice. So there's a few good little bits there as well. And you can see here with the newer S1 series cameras, you can do things like change the direction of the control ring rotation. You can use the focus button on there for different features as well. And one of them, obviously, that completely makes sense is using hybrid zoom. So if you've got one of the newer cameras like the S9, the S1 Mark II, S5 Mark II, you can use hybrid zoom in there, and you'd be getting about 1500mm reach using hybrid zoom. Obviously that's kind of cropping into the sensor, so it's you know, it's a different kind of thing, but it's yeah, that's really nice to be able to have that on there as well. So it's got that you can do manual focus while zooming, but one of the things it doesn't have on here, which I've not seen, but what Panasonic are quite good at generally doing in their lenses, is having electronic parafocal. And I'm not sure if this actually comes with that, because I can't see that anywhere. They don't kind of shout about it that much, but it's a really good feature. But yeah, I don't see that anywhere. But one thing it does have is the linear mode. So if you're doing kind of manual focusing, you can set the control ring functions to sort of how you want it, and then you can do really sharp kind of focus pulls or really kind of long focus pulls depending on what you want. So that's really good that that's in there as well. You know, that's not something everyone's going to use, but I really like that as a feature. It's really nice. And then you can see in here it's dust splash and freeze resistant, which is really cool for like a lens, you know, that big. It's good that it's kind of, it can brave the elements a bit, you know, like a lot of the Lumix cameras really good in terms of like weather sealing and stuff. So it's nice to obviously have the lenses that are also capable of that. And some of the big things in here, like I was kind of looking at the weight of this, and I was pretty blown away by that, because that is really good. So, you know, it's like 1.3 kilos, just under, and you've kind of got the one, I mean, it's not really comparable, but the Micro Four Thirds 100-400, that weighs just under a kilo. I think it's like 980 or something like that. So, you know, this isn't miles away from that. So, you know, that's quite impressive that they've managed to keep the weight down that much. You know, there's lenses of similar kind of similar focal ranges. They're quite a lot heavier than that. So they've done quite well in terms of the weight there. And yeah, it's, you know, in terms of how big it is, it's actually pretty good. They've done like a nice job with that. I mean, it's obviously full frame, so it's going to be bigger than Micro Four Thirds. It's going to weigh a bit more, but comparably, you know, that is pretty impressive. I think that's pretty good. And then you've just got, like, you know, some of the additional kind of specs in there. So it's an 82mm filter, and that kind of comes to the end of it, really. It's like I say, it looks like a good lens, and, you know, I'll leave this link in there so you can check out all the specs and things for it. And there's also pre-orders and stuff on for it, so I'll chuck in like pre-ordered links as well, and then you can kind of check this out too. Like I say, I think from what I saw, the pre-orders were supposed to be down from tomorrow, but, you know, a lot of this already seems to be up and running. So some places might have it already, some places might not yet, and I'm sure there'll be tons of reviews and stuff already out for this. So yeah, it's worth kind of checking out. But yeah, it looked interesting, so I just thought I'd just do a quick run through it.